Listen, the Biden administration will reportedly announce a ban on menthol cigarettes this week, citing that the manufacturers of the mint-flavored cigarette companies specifically target the black community with their marketing campaign, which they have been for years. The move would potentially save lives of 92,000 to 238,000 African Americans. And joining us this morning is the president of the NAACP, Derek Johnson, and Dr. Rachel Villanueva, president of the National Medical Association. Thank y'all both for joining us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Dr. V. Now, we all grew up with parents and family members who smoke menthol cigarettes. Why is this ban important, and how does menthol affect our bodies?
Thank you so much for having me. And it's really not the menthol that affects our bodies, but it's the cigarettes themselves. So menthol cigarettes, although they make it sound like it's safer, it's not a safer cigarette. It has just the same impacts, negative impacts on our health as regular cigarettes. And we know, as you mentioned, that the tobacco companies have been disproportionately impacting our community for quite some time. So black folks smoke menthol cigarettes. About 85% of black folks smoke menthol cigarettes, which is 3 times the number of white folks in this country. So, and we also know that menthol cigarettes not only are just as bad as other cigarettes, but are harder to quit. So those two things coupled together make this ban really important to keep our community healthy, and to ultimately just save black lives.
And I'm glad that you addressed that, and thank you for telling us the difference between cigarettes and menthol. What are your thoughts on addressing the issue of addiction and smokers finding alternatives following the menthol ban? Because if they take that away, wouldn't those smokers be looking for alternatives?
Yes, I mean, we have great alternatives, and we have great nicotine replacement options, pills, patches, gum. I think it's really important. I think we've seen it's been really important for our community to seek medical help and a doctor's help when they have issues, especially during COVID. Same thing with addiction. And you're right, it is an addiction. I think we think because it's over the counter and it's legal that cigarettes are not bad for us, but they are, and it is a true addiction, and people need to get that professional help in order to quit.
Well, President Johnson, what would you say to people who oppose the ban for fear that this may open up the door for police to harass black people even worse while they're smoking?
Well, it's a nonsensical argument. It's the tail wagging the dog. Let's be clear. It came out in the 90s that the tobacco industry targeted the black community. They changed the names of cigarettes. They called them Cools, Joe Campbell. They marketed, they studied and determined which flavors that was more attractive to the black community. They increased the nicotine content in cigarettes to make it more addictive, and they had an all-out target on our community. In 2009, the FDA, they banned all flavors except nicotine because they seen how it was impacting many communities and making them addicted. So they banned the flavored cigarettes for the white community, but they kept in place the menthol flavor in the black community. Cigarettes, the addictive properties of cigarettes has caused an escalating rate in heart and all type of other health issues. For someone to come to me and say, well, if you do this, then it would increase police in our community. Well, what you can do is put the penalty on the company and not the people. Don't give us a dog wag the tail wag the dog argument when, in fact, cancer has spread rapidly in our community. It has caused much heart issues. And so let's get rid of this stuff. Let's see it for what it is. It's just like crack in our community.
Hey, just a side note, that's why Kenneth Starr went after Bill Clinton back in the 90s, because Kenneth Starr was representing the tobacco companies. Am I correct, Mr. President?
Absolutely. It's so much money in this game. And so when they realized causing problems in the white community, they banned the flavors in 2009, but they kept the flavoring of nicotine, in menthol, because that's what 85% of black people prefer. You know, people want to smoke a cigar, fine. They want to smoke a cigarette, fine. But don't lure us into about flavoring it one way and not disclosing that it's going to cause health problems in our community. If you want to smoke cigarettes, great. smoke it regular. Don't put the flavor in it.
This is another question for you, President Johnson. From your perspective, why is the ban on menthol important to you?
It's important to me because I've seen family members suffer from all of the health problems with cigarettes. We all have. We know our community that was a time where everybody had to go get a pack of Cools. Why? Because Cools was flavored. It tastes good, not knowing that it was going to have a health consequence in our community. You know, like, again, I had great uncles like some of you. They used to roll their tobacco. There was no flavor in it. It was the nastiest thing stuff, but they chose to do it. But it wasn't pumped with a bunch of nicotine to cause them to get addicted either. So allow people to take on their habits. We're good with that, but just don't flavor it so kids become addicted to it and they have a lifelong addiction.
And if people want more information on the ban, where can they go?
Well, for us, you can go to natp.org. You can go to the FDA website. There's a lot of news about it, and especially if the administration follow through with this ban, there's going to be even more information. Let's be clear. We don't want poison in our community, and we don't want legalized poison to be marketed to our young people.
Real quick, either one of y'all can answer this. So is there more of a ban on the companies and not necessarily smokers on the street?
Well, that's the argument they're trying to make, right? We're saying ban the companies from doing this, and if we find their product on the street, then penalize them. Don't target young people on the street. Don't target individuals who lack job opportunities, because where there is no economy, one will be created. So don't target them. Target the company that's marketed this to our community and make sure they keep it out of our community.
All right, man. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think it's really important to keep in mind that this is also causing a lot of young people. These are these sweetened flavors of the little cigarettes. The cigars as well would be banned, and the menthol. These are those induction cigarettes or tobacco products that get kids started. Over 50% of kids, when they start something flavored because they like the flavor. So we're really trying to get people to stop, but also prevent children from starting smoking. I think and prevent another generation of kids from succumbing to these really negative health consequences of tobacco-related smoking.
Right. Oh, man, thank you so much. Thank you both for taking time out to join us this morning. Y'all, please give it up for the president of the NAACP, Derek Johnson, and Dr. Rachel. Rachel, how do you pronounce your last name? I apologize.
That's okay. You can call me Dr. V. That's all okay. Right. Villanueva.
That's right. Derek Johnson and Dr. V. Y'all get a big round of applause.